Hey guys, welcome back to the Raid Clash of Creators. Now in this contest, we are playing Raid Shadow Legends. There is $22,000 on stake and I need your help to actually get through this with the numbers that we need. So we got 10 different players. You can see we are in team number 1. Me and Warshak have been really pushing a lot of content through Raid, and overall your contributions in here as a creator. Want to run through the leaderboard and show you exactly what we're looking at when it comes to Raid, because there is a big part of this that is based on the content creators and really going in here and building this out in the entirety. So right here, we're looking at the Ultimate Clash of Creators, like we were just saying. There's a prize pool of $22,000. Now to join in here, and I want to show you exactly how you do get points within here, but you can see join Furry, Hippo Gaming, and Warshak. We are on a team, and as of right now, guys, we're at 185,000 points. You can see we are in 4th place. I think we're in 4th place. You can see team 2, 3, and 5 are just a little bit ahead of us. But in here, the team points, you can see we've been pushing a lot of content. Even team point wise, we're almost number 1 for team points. The big thing in here is the community points. This is where we have a really big opportunity. You can see we're at 8,000. They're at 42,000, 33,000. So we are way behind when it comes to the community and really the engagement in the community, being able to come in here and play Raid. Now, of course, down here, you'll see exactly what you get from the community. If you're going in here and you're doing your Arbiter missions, if you're doing your arena, and if you're leveling up, that is going to contribute to the community. But like I said earlier, you have to use the link that is in here. Download the game for the personal tracking link. When I click Furry Hippo Gaming, it is going to take me right here to create my Raid Shadow Legends account. If you're going in here and you actually get Tholen, that is the first hero you're going to start with, a legendary hero that is going to be in your mailbox. If the hero is not in the mailbox, unfortunately, the creator code didn't work. Now, in that instance, you have to register for Raid with a brand new email address. That will get you in to allow you to actually get in there, use Tholen as your starter, and that is where you want to start when it comes to Raid Shadow Legends and going in there and building this out in the entirety. Like I said, it supports the community, it supports our team, and I feel bad for Warshak because I feel like my community is really just holding it back a little bit because I know I don't think I have a lot of people. They don't give us any data, any analytics, anything like that. But if you're going in there, let me know in the chat, guys. If you're starting a new account, if you're going in and you're playing Raid Shadow Legends, this is a 14-day tournament. So we are almost a week in already for the tournament itself. It's actually ending, I believe it is April 6th or April 7th is going to be the last day when it comes to this tournament. So let's get into Raid, guys, and I want to show you exactly where we're at right now when it comes to Raid, because we just got Ezio. Now, Ezio, we know, familiar from AFK Arena. Ezio is in AFK Arena. So again, wanted to kind of showcase this hero that we got and show you the version in here. So out of the Ezio chase, we just hit our 7 days. Right here is Ezio. Now, when you look at these heroes, just absolutely crazy. The Assassin's Creed crossover. I mean, you look at the detail down to the backpack, the cloak, everything else in here, guys, even the little swords on the side. Ezio is kind of crazy. And looking in here, they are absolutely just stunning. Now, this is a hero, again, that we literally just got. This is a hero that I am starting to build. And I want to kind of show you how to build these heroes in the entirety. We have a couple more days where we're getting a lot more resources. Also going to do some summons in here. So going through, we were kind of on the fence if we were waiting for summons, if we were going to do summons. There's also an event that is going up. Right now, we are number 1 in the tournament. We have a significant amount of stamina as we're going through here and building this out. So definitely, again, wanted to share this with you guys because I want to do the summons and see exactly what we get. Let's hop in here and we'll pick up our freebies out of here. I believe it is a pack over here. Yep. So we get some energy. Now, the really big thing in here is energy and really how you use your energy. You can see right now we have 343 of 109 energy. We want to burn through this energy. We never want to sit and stack energy and leave our energy full. This is actually going to cause a very big bottleneck. That is the reason why even over here, when I look at my mailbox, I have a lot of gifts in here. I save my energy. You'll notice 1 day, 99 days until the energy is needed. I want to try to stay under the cap. If I can actually stay under that cap for energy, that is going to make a really big difference in progression because, of course, if we're staying under the cap, we're naturally regenerating energy in here. Even looking at these, again, I've been saving my energy refills, making sure we make the most of it. Even looking here, use 50 energy, which we just did. Classic Arena, which we'll get in some of the quests that we have in here, and also the guild. When it comes to the clan itself, you can notice we are 27 of 30, so the clan is almost entirely filled. Super stoked to see that we almost had this clan filled in the entirety. A couple big things when it comes to the clan, and you can join us. Team 1 Wins is the name. This is our level 1 clan. But when you're going in here and you're getting into the clan quests are going to be the #1 priority. Even here, I have to defeat some more spiderlings. Quest reset is going to be in 3 days. Going in here, you can take 3 personal quests. You can finish them. This is going to give you, of course, our resource material right here with our clan gold. You can hop in the clan shop and actually buy things out of here with the clan gold that you earn, which is really, really big when you're starting to look at progression and being able to go through here and actually play and again, finish out a lot of different content. Now, the tournaments that we have going on right now, you can see right here, we pushed a little bit. This is a PvP focused tournament. So right now, guys, we are ranked #1. Don't know exactly how long that is going to stay in for, but you can see the Ice Golem is going to be coming up pretty soon. It looks like starts in 9 hours. Classic Arena, like I said, we claimed all of our rewards, which is awesome. Burned through a lot of the Classic Arena Showdown overall with PvP. You can see we're 1 point ahead of easy, so definitely doing pretty well. And honestly, the chests in here, these are really, really big. Artifact, a 6-star epic artifact. 100% guys want to get that. PvP, of course, is a massive part in this game as well. Then we have the events. Now, this is a very interesting event with the Pirates Pass. Now, you notice this is kind of around, again, that Ezio event. Over here, the Pirates Path, we can choose what loot you want, which way you're going to build this, which way you're looking, including getting heroes like Edward out of here. So you can literally get legendary heroes out of here for a certain amount of points. Right now, we're sitting at 18,000. We need 60,000 to get him, but we also do need an additional probably 17,000 to go through this path. So I don't even know if we're going to have enough to get through here. But if you're looking for Edward, definitely worth the pickup in here. But of course, if you're looking to just go to the bottom, getting some of these keys and making progression, you can actually go through this middle one right here. I'm getting to that avatar frame that we have in here. And this is also going to be a perfect soul. Now that is going to allow you to advance the hero further once you look at the build. So again, I want to hop in. I want to look at Ezio. I want to break down exactly what we're looking for this hero. Now, when it comes to champions, there are a couple ways to build them and building them a lot faster. So as we can see right here, Ezio does not have any gear. I did get him 1 ascension level on here. So he has actually 5 stars, as we can see right here, with 1 of these purple stars. Now, when you start getting the souls for these heroes, the souls are going to allow you to get red stars. So there's almost like 3 tiers within these heroes. When you want to build them up, it's interesting to see, again, kind of the build. Now, also, I've been saving my diamonds and really for something very, very specific, which is the masteries. Now, when it comes to masteries and these heroes, this is one of the biggest game-changing points within this game itself, unlocking the masteries. And again, I saved my gems out of here. 800 gems is going to give me all of the masteries in the entirety. So we're going to build out Ezio, and I want to run through the skills and abilities that he has in here. So right here, critical rate +5, that is pretty much a requirement for any damage dealer. Anything that you're doing in the offensive path, that is going to be one that you're going to unlock. Now in here, increases damage inflicted by 5% when at full hit points. So the first attack, and then in here, crit damage by 10%. Absolutely want to pick up these 2 in the entirety. Then continuing down the tier, increase damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% by 8%. Again, getting a big buffer in there. Heals by 5% of damage inflicted when attacking over 50%. So now we have the 40% under, we have the 50% over. And then looking at some of these, has a chance, a 30% chance to decrease the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn if the damage inflicted skill exceeds 30% of the max HP. Big, big one for Ezio in there. Then we're looking at increases damage inflicted by 6% when attacking targets with higher HP. That is going to be very prevalent when we look at some of the bosses within this game, because you're going to be able to do a lot more damage. And of course, the boss is going to have a much, much higher, greater HP. Increase the damage inflicted by this champion's default skill by 2% each time you use during battle, up to stacking 10%. And then we have the kill streak. Increase the damage inflicted by 6% in arena and siege battles, 3% in all enemy or all other locations for each enemy killed by this champion. Going to be really good for progression, stacking in the round in there. And the final one that we don't have because he is not rank 6 or 6 stars at this point is going to be this War Master ability. Now, over on the right side, a majority of your damage dealers are going to be running the support tree. So going over here, accuracy plus 10 allows you to actually land the abilities that he does have. Increases accuracy by 20 when the champion has no skills on cooldown. Again, getting and being able to use this hero's skills increases accuracy by 4 for each enemy alive, stacking up to 16. Again, another big build there. Increase the base set of all artifact sets. That increased the base stats by 15. So if we're making artifact sets, and we'll look at that in just a minute, gonna make a big difference. And then the final one, Master Hexer, 30% chance to extend the duration of any buff cast by this champion. Now, skills and abilities with this champion: attacks an enemy, gonna be a straight eagle dive ability. Attacks one enemy, have to be very specific and very pertinent to what we're doing, because this has a chance to decrease the defense. That is huge in here when you have the ability, just like we see with AFK Arena, to actually nerf the defense that is in here. Going to be a big game changer. This debuff cannot be resisted if the champion is under Veil or Perfect Veil. Damage is based on attack. Now, that is something to remember as well. Now, interesting enough, Da Vinci's design now attacks all enemies, and this is a poison debuff. Now, with this, there is also a poison sensitivity. We do run Kyle. Kyle has poisons. So if we go ahead and we are able to increase the poison sensitivity, or essentially do more damage with poisons, it's going to be a perfect comparison with him and Kyle running in battle together. If an enemy is under Stone Skin buff, has a 75% to place 2 bombs in there. And again, you can go through and see the debuffing and the buffing chance in here. Also, the final level of majority of these are the cooldown itself. Now in here, Hidden Gun will ignore 35% of the target's defense, as well as shields and strength buffs. Both of those are kind of the shielding to do less damage in there. And then we have his, that everything is permanent. Whenever an enemy hero drops below 25%, after receiving bonus from an assassin, they receive additional bonus damage proportional to the champion's attack. Going to be big on there. And then this, once we do get him to 3 stars, is going to be the perfect Veil, which is going to buff up this champion in the entirety. Now, the big thing with Ezio is you get a speed aura. Now, when it comes to raids specifically, speed is the #1, by far, absolute biggest attribute. Very similar, again, that we see with AFK Arena with haste. Aura with speed is going to be the big one. This is 19% speed in all battles. Now, I went through and I was using Hell Hades Gaming, huge help. Really big into raid, and I kind of looked through the sets in here, and they're talking about when it comes to gloves, and we'll go through here, and I'm just going to filter out some of these. We're not going to worry about the set bonuses right now, even though we have the mastery, just because I am relatively new to this game. We're about a week in at this point, so we're going to go primary stats. We are looking for crit rating. So here we are looking for the highest. So we have 4 stars, 4 stars, 4 stars, and we have 4 stars. So 4 stars across the board. I'm going to throw on the crit rating right here. That is going to be important. Now remember, crit rating, you can see we're already at 15% right here, plus the 31% that we're picking up right here. I'm going to make a really big difference. Crit rating, of course, can go to 100. Once we do get it up there, every single ability this hero uses is going to be crit and is going to be a crit rating. Now, of course, we're going to filter out and look at a primary item, which of course is, again, one of the biggest ones, are speed boots. So you notice in here, it looks like we have 1 pair of speed boots. Again, looking at the gear, looking at everything else that we have. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to throw on a common pair of speed boots. Anything to give me a little bit more speed. You can see our speed is +4 right there. Gonna have to farm out, gonna look at some of these, some of my other heroes, because we have a couple speed boots right here. But again, if you look, the boots are the only ones that naturally have this primary stat of speed, is going to be the boots. So I'm gonna have to look at, and let me take a quick peek right here, because right here we have speed on our knight, and I believe there are maybe a few other ones that we have speed on here. You know what? I'm gonna take these off. Let's go ahead and remove these. Let's manage, let's remove these. And again, Rector, I built up to 40, haven't built her up any further as a support hero, but we already do have those speed gloves. So if we're popping some speed boots on here, not only are we gonna get a bonus from the set, the 2 set right here, an extra speed plus 12%, that does take our speed up to 53. So now in totality, we're rocking what, about 140 something. So doing pretty good so far. Got the gloves that we wanted, got the footwear that we wanted. The rest of this is going to be, again, kind of boosting up some crit rate. But when we start looking at the primary pieces, so like looking at a weapon, this is going to be where possibly looking at what the offset or what the priority stats look like in here. But overall, we have a bunch that are these 2 set stats, which could help with like our critical rating in here, depending exactly what we have. Because in here, I mean, we have attack, critical rating, so crit rating plus 12. Trying to get that maxed out, that's going to give us 4 crit rating. It is a 5-star item, so it is pretty good, and it has speed on there. That is one that we are absolutely going to look at. And now I want to take this off and see what other pieces we have. Now, when it comes to the weapon, when it comes to the helmet, when it comes to the shield, these are going to be stationary when it comes to the build. So you'll notice that all of the weapons have attack, all of the helmets have HP, all of the shields have defense. That is going to be by design. Now, of course, when we start looking at the gauntlets, when we start looking at the chest, that is where the variation for all of these are going to come in. So even looking here, I have a 4-piece right here. Let's go ahead and throw that on. So that does take our crit rating to 60. Accuracy in here still very, very low. I'd love to throw some more accuracy, but that takes us to a 75 rating. And we also have not put anything else on here. Now we do have a couple other sets, like an accuracy set that we could look at doing. We have crit damage, HP, which anything that is percentage based is going to be a really, really big difference versus having something that is not. So when you start looking at crit rate, crit damage, or even looking at something where it is just a straight number like attack 12 versus having, you know, crit damage 4%, anytime that you have the percentages, this is going to be way better, way stronger, way faster. So there's attack, there's defense. Resistance, I really don't want on there. But it looks like out of these, yeah, we have a bunch. There's an HP uncommon at a 5-star. That's pretty good to boost up the HP. And then, of course, going in here, I might just do the resistance for the attack and defense. But this could be a pretty good one as well. You know what? I'm going to throw this one on. Now, baseline, when you start looking at all the stats and everything that we built in here, there's also the ability, of course, as you know, we do have to build up stat-wise. But looking at these now, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade these. Baseline, I do about 8. Anytime you start getting to 12, anytime you get to 16, it gets very, very expensive. And look at this one, guys. Crit rate went 2, so went 2 higher levels up to 15. So 70, 80, that takes us to 86 right there. Let's see if we can get lucky with some of these pieces and getting that crit rate even higher. Crit damage 8, crit rate 9. That's a pretty good build in there as well. I'm pretty happy with those upgrades. Let's see if we can get some HP out of this, because I feel like his HP is very low. Resistance and HP, so HP went to 8. You can also enchant this. I can throw additional glyphs on here. I can actually buff him up with some really good pieces, even much further than he is now. And honestly, for the gloves, I'm going to upgrade those because I want to see, but they're only 4 stars. I'm going to wait on the 4-star. I'm very hesitant about the 4-star. But looking at his 15,000 hit points, I feel like that is nowhere near where he needs to be. So I think I'm going to throw this HP on there again, try to get that accuracy buff out of there. And let's go ahead and upgrade this to 8 and see what kind of substats we pick up. We get some crit rate. There we go. So that is pretty good, guys. So that takes us to 95% crit rate. Let's see if we do have a ring for him, which we do have a couple. There's attack and HP, defense, defense, and attack. So we have HP or we have attack. I'm going to go with the attack. Sacred Order. It looks like we have a couple pretty good items in here. There's some more accuracy. I would love to get that one. And then, of course, there is a couple legendary pieces. But this is what, 5? This is 3. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on there. And again, I'm going to take this to baseline 8. See if we can get some more attack, which we do. Defense goes up 6%. Attack goes up 7. And, of course, we picked up some more HP out of here. Another 1,000 HP. Now, that puts them at, what, about 18,000? With 95 crit rating, 66 accuracy. And again, it's very new, guys. We literally unlocked this hero just moments ago. So it is kind of crazy that that we already got him built up, in my opinion, kind of decent. I mean, he's pretty decently built up. Again, I just literally unlocked him. I want to get him to 6 stars. I want to get some of the materials in here, farming him up and getting him built out a little bit further. Now, of course, within the tavern, this is where you build out the hero itself. The other places is the artifacts. It is all the gear. It is everything you get in there. So upgrading the rank is going to be the big one in here. I only have 3 champions right now, so I do need 2 more 5-star champions to actually take Ezio up to 6 stars, which of course would add that very last star in there. And then within the ascension level, we have to pick up a considerable amount of these, which of course is going to be our higher level potion. So we're going to have to go farm. So out of here, we're going to go to the Arcane Keep. And I want to drop him in and see kind of where he does, kind of see where the damage comes in. Because like I said, in this one, Kyle is the one that we're looking for. And because this is a race, we have Tagore in here. We have Kyle all the way up. Then I'm going to drop Ezio in here, which he is right there. Boom. Now out of here, we could also drop Ezio in as the leader, getting that 19% speed aura in there. I'm going to drop this in and see what we do. See what we can do. Now, combat in here, you can auto, you can speed battle it. It's very cool to do. And again, if you're looking to go ahead and download Raid like we had talked about, there is a link down below. Let me also drop the link in chat. That way we have access to it. That way you can actually see the link and going through and being able to use it. Like I said, if you're newer to Raid, you do have to use that link to go ahead and build. And once you get into Raid, you want to go ahead and use this secondary code in here. That is going to get you Pelopos. And overall, he is just a monster. He is right here in the front right, and he is just an absolute crazy strong monster in here. Does an incredible amount of damage very quick. He is also a massive shield. Just a really big tank in here. So I'm liking even how Ezio attacks in here. So we got the speed buff on the team. We buff up speed in here. We actually have double, as you can see, 2 rounds of speed buffs in here. I like this. I feel like this team is going to do a lot more damage than we've seen before. Even Ezio's poison going all around there. Now this is a higher level, a little bit of a higher level content. I believe this is stage 18. There's only 20 stages in here. Now you notice right there, Kyle was actually resisted. That is because when we're going in here, and honestly, we have to take out these knights. But when we're going in here, if you don't have enough accuracy, you are going to get crushed in here. You are absolutely just going to get decimated. There's our shield. There's our magma shields. There's our speed. Got it all buffed up. Now, again, we want to take out these side targets because they actually strip all of our buffs, just like we've seen. Tagore brought Ezio back to life, which is awesome. So the left one is done. Let's click and auto target the one on the right. Taking this one down. Even right there was the resistance. Again, when we start getting them up a lot higher, once we start putting more of the artifacts on there, once we get them built out a little bit further, it does make it a lot easier to go through here to get more skills, to get more abilities, even looking more stats, more gear sets, getting precision sets that give you more accuracy, more attack. It just does take time. Time is the big thing when it comes to farming within this game, and being able to build these guys out that just do a crazy amount of damage. And even looking on this top left, guys, we are stacking poison right there, weaken right there, and you can see the rounds that they have. So we are stacking poisons on this guy. So when he goes to attack, you can see all of the numbers just being run up on this left side where he is taking a lot of damage from all of those poisons. Now, Tolan is this little dwarf right here. That's the one that we were talking about earlier. When it comes to getting that hero first, he is absolutely just a monster. And you can see, guys, he is doing 25,000 damage in there. There's the poison sensitivity. Buff that up. That goes poison sensitivity plus 25, which again goes hand in hand with Kyle's poison. He is done, and there is some of the superior arcane potions. That is a really good pull in there. We can go back to the Bastion. We can go ahead and hop in the Tavern, and that should be enough for one more buff on Ezio, so we can ascend him. That adds him to 2 stars, adding more attack rating in here. Now, also remember, when we're building them up, when we're adding more attack in here, this is actually stacking to the percentages that we have in there. That's why going up to 6 stars, leveling them up to level 60, putting all of our purple stars on here And again, we need more of the resources. And I'm wondering do we have enough with the potion mixer? We do. Let me go ahead and do 10 of these. One of these, that gives us 2. 2 in there. Let me see. Spirit Keep's not open. Spirit Keep, we're going to have to wait on to get those last 2 potions that we need in here. Have to make sure when you're going in here, and what do we got? 51. That's going to give us 5. We're going to be short. We're going to be short on Ezio's potions, or we just need 1. Just need 1 in here. So let's see. So if we do 5, that's going to be 9. We're still going to be one simple one short on here. Now, of course, when you take him up to 3 purple stars, like we've seen right here, when you get his ascension level to those 3 stars, that is actually going to yield us, if you remember, his skills is going to give us this ability. Unlocks at ascension level 3. We definitely want to farm and definitely want to get that out, getting some more stars on him, but also kind of playing this out in the entirety. I'm waiting for my resources. So going through the quests, let's start knocking out these quests, guys. So summon 3 champions. I want to do the summons. We talked about this a little bit earlier. This is going to be a major point event for the Pirate's Path, but this is also going to be absolutely pivotal with the RNG. Now, I kind of looked through Ancient Shards. You can see we have about 25 pieces in here. We have Void, but we have 1 Primal Shard that is in here. Looking at the heroes, we do have Ezio in here. We have a couple other, and looking at these, I believe they're all attackers. So she is an attacker. He is an attacker. This is kind of all of those. There's a defense. So we could do a tank with healer, and there is an attacker as well. Yeah, so we got a bunch of legendary champions in here. I don't know exactly which champion to pick, but you know what? I'm going to stick with Ezio. So let's go ahead and confirm her in there. These are actually 3 different ones. So we have a legendary defense, Baikar on Ponifin, a support. We need a support. There's an HP kind of like a tank. Let's throw our support in there with our Void Shards, Primal in here. Again, I'm going to stick with Ezio and Ezio's buddies. And then our Sacred Shards are the exact same. So you know what? I'm almost thinking, you know, these seem kind of a little bit cheesier. I'm going to go with, let's go with the higher level shards. Let's go with him. All right. So let's see what the summons do, guys. I have not summoned in this game at all. So I want to run through, let's do the Sacred Shards first. Now I know, guys, with kind of a week of the contest left, want to go in here, want to run through some of the content, see, because if we're at here and if we're lucky enough to actually pull a hero in here, this could be the game changer. This could be the absolute game changer in here. When we do the summons, fingers crossed we get something good. Let's see what we get out of these. I'm assuming nothing, but anything that we get out of here, so there is a new, and look at that, the Rock Breaker. Look at that helmet as a epic defense dwarf. That is pretty awesome looking. That is very, very cool looking. All right, summon number 2, just another epic, which is Tagore. We have another Dead Man's Coins, 4,500 coins, but there is a secondary copy of Tagore. I believe with the duplicates, you can do something with them. So we're definitely going to have to check that one out as well. And the final one comes back with another epic, which epic support. I would definitely take an epic support. What do we have here? So heal reduction, there is another poisoner. Defense decrease attack, poison. Then we have what? Heal reduction, poison again. That one seems pretty strong when it comes to that heal reduction. Primal Shard, let's go ahead and hit this one up as well. Maybe we'll get something out of the Primal. Boom, it looks like just a rare hero. So nothing really good with the Primal Shard. A little bit closer on the summons. Now Voids, we have what? 8 Voids. Maybe we'll get a legendary. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, guys, that we pull some sort of legendary. There is a rare, again, giving us all of those Dead Man coins. Typically, you would save these for like a 2x event. I don't know in the next, couple days if we're going to have any 2x events, but I feel like even at that point is if we're pulling these champions later, we're not going to have as much time to build them. We're not going to have as much time to kind of go through and develop these champions. And we're sticking to the 5 we have. Unless we get somebody really, really good out of here, we've just been kind of sticking to the 5. I have the core 5. I'm going to have to build up Tagore with a little bit more gear in there. But overall, again, I wanted to burn these through while we have this Pirates event that's going on. And it looks like not a lot of luck with these shards. Last one that we have here. So not even any legendary heroes, but that's okay, guys, because we picked up a couple rares. The Stories Champion is Shrouded in Mist. Epics, what do we have? We had 86 out of here. Let's go ahead and do a 10 summon. See if we can get anything good out of these summons as well. Look at the rares. All right, so we got a Templar. We got a couple good ones in here. Summon rare champions. There we go. So we picked up all those. I think I'm going to be full on those. You know what? I'm going to have to spend that just to pick it up. I could go through. I could probably move a couple heroes, but that actually gives me, I believe, 100. And there we go. We got a Bone Keeper and a Marksman in here. All right, so what do we got out of there? We got 9 more to summon. We have, we got 4 more slots. Let's do these last 4. See if we can pick up anything else in here. Getting a lot of those Dead Man coins. We were talking about them a little bit earlier. Going to use them for some resources. Trying to go through there and make a little bit more progression. Boom, there's Gaelic. So Gaelic, I believe he was one that we had before as a starter champion or supreme. I thought we had one before, but there we go. We have 5 more in here. We're stuck at where we're at. Let's see if we have anyone that we can actually pick up out of here within the tavern itself. Can we actually upgrade any ranks? 3, yeah, we got a couple of rares in there. Again, I'm going to see what we can build out of here. Have to get some more 5 stars. Have to be able to build this up in the entirety. And Ezio, like I said, we're going to upgrade the rank. We have to get and really start farming some more food in here. Of course, we can go through, we can look at the dungeons, we can farm out some of the dungeons, because this is a point where Spirit Keep opens this Monday. So we're going to have a couple more days before we got that Spirit Keep. Now, of course, looking at our heroes, we also do have the Spider's Den that is up. Now, I have the quest that is around the Spider Den, and I want to see what it looks like with putting Ezio in the formation, and I want to do speed. So again, I want to drop this out. I want to run speed in here and see kind of the big difference that we have. Now, of course, Tagore is in here. Let's see what it looks like. Now, Spider Stage 10 is going to be the farming stage. So majority of these farming stages or where you're going in here and just kind of farming up gear, you want to get to the point where when you take these stages out or going through this stage 10, most players say to go through stage 10 until you can farm 20. When you get at the point of where you can actually stage or farm stage 20, then you want to move to 20. It is going to take quite a bit of time to go through there. Again, when you start looking at these battles, when you start looking at them wholeheartedly or really the larger scale, these battles and these bosses are just absolutely epic. I love how they did bosses in here. In my opinion, guys, it is probably one of the best, well, for me personally, one of my absolute favorite parts of Raid is going in here and seeing the bosses, the spiders, even how you can kind of turn it around or move, like when Ezio leaps right in there, boom, look at the debuffs we have in here, guys. Poison, 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 HP burn is on there, weakness, decrease attack, decrease defense. We are building up and really just stacking a crazy amount of debuffs on this guy. Tholen hits like a truck. Ezio will too. Ezio has an incredible amount of utility. And look, we're starting to stack some of our spider poisons on here. Now this, of course, we do have a taunt that goes on there. Boom, got some more increased speed. On top of the speed we already have, so even here, increased defense by 60, speed by 30. Plus we also have Ezio's buff. We do pick up a Sylvan Watcher's Amulet. Now this is where, again, you're going to farm this. You can see 129 right here. But this is a point where we are getting some more EXP for Tagore, and everybody else is at max level. We could farm this out quite a bit, but I want to run through some of the other bosses in here because they are really, really big. So of course, let's see, and let's try pushing. So within the Minotaur, this is where you're going to unlock the masteries that I showed you a little bit earlier. So going through here and farming those scrolls. Now, one thing to note with this is if you have any heroes that already have their mastery, it is actually going to go in here and it is only going to provide scrolls for one single hero. So going through here, we just unlocked all of Ezio's masteries. We have the masteries in here for Kael. We have the masteries for Tholen, and we also have them for Pelop. We do not have the masteries in here for our support hero. or Tagore right back here. He does not have any of it. He has some of his masteries, not too many of them though. So going in here and being able to pick up the rest of his masteries is going to make him a much, much, much stronger tank. Or not tank support, but tank. It gives him a lot of HP. It gives him a lot more ability to tank within the different game modes. So he, again, is one we definitely want to focus on. We want to build him out. Ezio, of course, is missing his 6-star. Like I said, he is also missing, at this point, he is also missing some of his abilities. So in here, this is going to be another one where we want to take down and really knock out one of these targets pretty quick, because we want to make sure that we're mitigating the damage that we're picking up in here. Even there, 5,000 damage. Boom, there's the big hex. Acid Rain comes down. First target is down. And I mean, right now we're 6 going on the 7th day in here, and we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6-stars. And as soon as Ezio is done, we will have 5 6-stars. We're going to focus on all 5 of those. Those are going to be our major build. There we go. So we got a revive and a shield on Ezio. He's back up. There's the double shield with the magma shield. And of course, the upgraded attack. And that's it. We got the poison. Guys, look at the poison stacks. Boom. Poison, burn, decreased attack, poison. Yeah. Just burning through the Minotaur. But like I said right there, 32 of these scrolls go to Tagore. Tholen, Pelops, Kael, and Ezio are completely maxed. So they are all going to go here. So being able to actually go through, do the super raids, finish out the rest of those are going to be a game changer. And these are the 5 heroes. These are the 5 that we're going to be sticking with, guys. But let's run through, because there's a lot of these, and I haven't done any of the Sand Necropolis. I don't want to use any of my stuff in there, but there's a general and a really strong mechanic when it comes to these heroes, specifically. Like, for instance, the Ice Golem. This is one where, as you can see, we're already almost to stage 16. Let me do the speed in here, because this is one that if you try to burst through it, you're going to die. So I feel like that is exactly what is going to happen in here. It has to be kind of a much slower burn in here, but I'm going to, I shouldn't have done the super raid. Just wasted stamina, because I don't know if we're going to be able to win this one. But like I was saying though, it is going through and really burning through this stage. It's not meant to burn. It's meant to be a very, very slow burn. And even when you kill some of the enemies on here, I'm going to take it off auto and see if we can do a lot better in here just based on the attacks. Of course, we have 2 waves of trash as we're going through here. Boom, decrease the attack right there. Got the big, big attack. And I love how Ezio just jumps in. That is a really cool animation. When he does the poison, when he breaks out the bow, but ultimately just jumps in. Even there, they target him right in the front. If we don't have the taunt up, if we don't have the shield up, unfortunately, we do not have any books either to book out his skills or abilities. They would be a game changer when we look at the damage that he's putting out. But right now, unfortunately, between using them on Tholen and using them on Pelops, that is where all of our books have been used in the entirety. All right, so 1 down right there. We have this one final one. And then, like I said, guys, I'm going to take it off auto and see what we can do. I'm just going to do straight attacks in here because he is petrified at this point. There we go. All right, so here's the boss. Now, again, right here in the back, you can see if I click him, it auto attacks. We have a couple down here, but I want to make sure that my big attacks are coming up on him, because when this bar fills up, guys, he is just going to train wreck us. It's going to be pretty tough. If I kill these side guys, they are actually going to do a lot more damage to me, and really, really, really a lot more damage. But you can see, guys, we barely move some of this. There's the heal reduction. Let's go ahead and just AoE here, see if we can get some poisons up, which we do not. All right, so in here, I can click this and show. So this is the HP burn. I want the shield. So here's the victory's bounty. We want to drop this one up on the entire team, putting up the magma shield. Then, of course, we're going to go straight in for our main guy right here. Added a secondary attack. Attacks enemies 2 times. Boom. There's our second attack right there. Did a lot of damage on that one. Yeah, there's our freeze. So they do a heal reduction and they do a freeze. You can see we're getting the burns out of here. This, of course, is going to be the Da Vinci design. Throwing in that poison vial, killed both of those. They're going to come back. Now, this is tough because they are going to come back. Let's go ahead and increase the speed in here. And let's see, you know what? If we can just burn this guy down. I'm wondering if we can. Oh, is they not going to let us use it? Yeah, they have to. Attack all enemies. Oh, I got to use it on him. That's why. There's our speed, but there's our heal. So that is going to be a big one. Let's try to, again, get these poisons up on there, which we didn't. We failed on the poison again. Youch. See, now both of these targets are back. And there is the retaliation attack. Yeah, this is going to be tough. So now we just have Ezio's normal attack. Again, resisted in that one. Normal attack in this one. Again, I don't want to take down the side ones because they are just going to, you know what? Revives all dead allies. Let's get the shield up. Let's get the shield up in here. I'm hoping the combination. Now we still have 2 cooldowns on that one. Oh, it's going to take a little bit to get down because now it's going to be boom. Yeah, frozen. So took out Ezio right there. Now, of course, we already used our shield. Got a shield break, so boom. Let's go ahead and attack this one. Poison, maybe. Didn't land the poison. One there, 4 turns on the other one. You know what? I'm going to turn this on auto. Let's hope for the best. Now, of course, they attack the little guy. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we're attacking. Yeah, see, there's the damage, guys. We need the shield. We need the heal. There's the heal. There's the speed. There's our shield and our taunt. That, of course, puts the burning on him. Retaliation, lifesteal. I feel like we're going to get this one down. Yeah, there's the burn. Oh, yeah, poisons aren't landing. All right, so good one in that. So peak stage 16 done right there. I don't want to go on to the next one, or we can. Let's go to the next. So this is 17. Not going to do super raids. Again, I'm trying to get through a lot of these quests, win some artifacts in there, which we did. Dailies. Now, of course, very similar to other games, the dailies we're going to go through, we're going to purchase to the market. We're going to knock out all of these dailies very, very fast when it comes to getting them, because we're looking, a majority of the time, we're looking to get more of our full energy refills, beat a campaign boss 3 times. That's actually going to be part of the farming thing that we do. The dailies roll up to the weeklies, which of course are going to give us an ancient shard, which rolls up to the monthly. So you do get a void shard and a sacred shard out of there. Now the advanced ones, these come up every day. So new advanced quests will be in 21 hours. Demon Lord keys, I don't know if we have a key, 35 minutes on a key. So we'll be able to do the key in here. We'll be able to hop in. It looks like normal is about dead 26-31. So we did pretty good. Warshak, doing incredibly well in there. I actually used 2 of my keys in here, and you can see the combat rating, Warshak at 20, but he just picked up Ezio as well. Chimera is another one. Massive boss, guys. I love doing these bosses. We haven't even got to the point of unlocking the Hydra, but we have the Demon Lord, we have the Hydra, and we have the Chimera that are already there and already built out. Faction Wars is another part. This is on a rotation, so this is a massive rotation. But looking in here, going through these battles, who do we have? So we have 2 in here. Let's see if we can finish some of these. So going in here, these are going to give you glyphs. Glyphs are going to be the ones that enchant all of your artifacts in here. So if we pop both of these, we have a heal and we have a resistance. Let's see if we can finish some of these out. Because ultimately, guys, when you're building out, or when you do get to the point, of building out your artifacts, the artifacts, of course, are going to give your champions a lot more damage, a lot more HP, a lot more crit, everything that they need to progress. The glyphs are going to make your artifacts a lot stronger just based on what exactly you have. Now, this is the monstrosity. This is actually one of the heroes that you do pick. And of course, if you use my links down below, that is a hero, the monstrosity. I believe at level 20, you get the monstrosity for free. And also looking at the one that we just had, the support hero, that is another hero that you do pick up. I believe it is at level 10. So when you hit 10, 20, and 30, you do get free heroes out of here, as well as using that legendary champion. Plops is the biggest hero that I've seen by far in Raid Shadow Legends. He is just an absolute monster with that magma shield and the HP burn. It's a really, really good design in here. Now, both of these, you can see I'm losing quite a bit of HP. I feel like we can go through here and we'll be able to win this one. This is support, and I believe this is an attack as well. I thought you only did AFK arena content on occasion. So right now, guys, we have a massive content creator challenge. That is what I am partaking into. Right now, we are covering Raid for about the next week. We have a 14-day content creator trial. So it is actually the Raid Clash of Creators. We are coming in here. We are making a lot of progression in really playing this. They put up a $22,000 prize pool, which of that prize pool, $6,000 can go to the viewers and the players of the winning team. So we have 10 content creators in there. Within the 10 content creators, we have 5 different teams. Right now, we are coming in 4th. I don't know exactly where we are score-wise, but you can contribute and you can make contributions within the community to earn points for myself and Warshak, who is on my team. So going through here, again, this is something that just changing up the content a little bit. The only game that I've really played hardcore for the last 7 years was AFK Arena. I do promotional videos every now and then. I do tournaments and things like what we're seeing here because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to try out a new game, to see kind of what it's all about. Look at the combat, look at what the game's about and how the game really is built. For me, it's fun to see. It is fun to see. So primarily it is AFK Arena content, that for a majority of it. And if you have questions, guys, drop them down below. But for a majority of my content, that's exactly what we cover is AFK Arena, probably 99% of the time. The rest of it is just kind of playing around with a couple of new games. Always up to try new games, always up to beta test. Even we did a video for Void Hunters. That was another one that, again, was on the channel that was kind of showcased. It's in, I believe, beta version or maybe alpha or beta version right now, but it's pretty cool. So here, guys, defeat, no reward on there, so we do lose our key in this one. So I'm going to have to build them up a little bit further, but we got through another stage. We picked up another glyph. Let me see what other ones are open. So we have the Undead Horde. Most of these, yeah, I don't have anyone. They're all level 1 within this one itself. Usually 2 of these are up, or sometimes 3 of these are up, which it looks like right now it is just going to be, yeah, just these 2. So as we're going through here and unlocking, you can see on the bottom that they have a huge banner of rewards that you get out of Faction Wars. It's pretty fun. You have to build a lot of heroes in, as you can see, a lot of different factions to make some progression in there. And then we look at the arena. Now this is PvP. This is a part, again, that I kind of hold near and dear to my heart. PvP is a ton of fun. So going in here, let's drop Ezio. And of course, in here, it's going to be really big with the speed that we have in here. Even their ally resistance, that might be big as well, just because Ezio is new, 73,000 power. Right now, they have a competition going around with this specifically, with the PvP aspect. So definitely trying to make a lot more progression in here just to get more rewards out of these game modes. Boom. Oh, Ezio's taking a lot of damage. He goes down right there. But hopefully we can pull him back up. There's our revive. And I love the revive. This has to be the only time I've ever saw you online because of your work schedule. If you ever want to test a big AFK arena, a top 20 of the Cursed Drum. Oh, I can definitely check it out. Yeah, I usually stream on Sundays. It's usually streaming on Sundays. I had a little bit of time tonight. The kids are already sleeping. I'm actually off this weekend, which is crazy because I'm usually living my entire life at volleyball 24/7. So I was actually off this weekend. So I got a little bit of time to stream. Wanted to hop on here, wanted to stream some Raid. And again, kind of showcase what we have going on with the event, with the Clash of Creators that's going on right now, because it's pretty cool. Like I said earlier, guys, anything where I can hop in, we can have some fun checking out a game, see exactly what it's all about. I like it. To me, it's a lot of fun. And I think Ezio poisoned everyone. I don't know if that was the HP burn or if that was Ezio, but we have to take out Tagore. If we do not take out Tagore, Tagore will bring everyone back to life. And, oh, I thought he was going to do it. Is that retaliation? There we go. We got Tagore down. Yeah, if we don't get Tagore down, guys, normally it's over in there. So there we go. So two, we have a 50 there, 50, 70, 44. Some of these are just farming, but they're free points. So I will definitely come in here and I will pick up some of these free points in the entirety. There's our magma shield buffing up the attack. Want to make sure that's being triggered. And I'm almost wondering if I should kind of build out or have the resistance versus the speed. But I know with Pelops, it's really a big part where if he can cast that magma shield first, which he is in this battle, makes a big difference. Because of course, it's you versus the other team on who is going to go first. So there's a 50, there's a 44 and a 43. Let's try all of these. See if we can get these down. Now, of course, if we have a Tagore, as there's the magma shield and the taunt. So we're not going to be able to target Tagore unless we AoE like that. Boom, there's some poison up, some HP burn. Yeah, PvP in this game is a monster, guys. Look at the heals. Man, they just wrecked everyone on our team. Yeah, there's a fear. We're going to be done on this one. We're going to be cooked. Yeah, look at all of the debuffs, all of the slows, all of the weaknesses. Could we possibly get a resurrect out of here? Nope. Poison went off and took us out. All right, so the 43. And again, I'm literally using the only heroes I have, which is kind of here. So we know we got a couple arena tokens. Let's go ahead and launch them in here. PvP in this game is huge. It is really big with the PvP aspect. There's a bomb. Look at the damage. And the poison, guys. I think we just got totally wrecked in here. Poison sensitivity brought him back up. Can we get an AoE off? Come on, where's the big AoE? Dolan, there we go. Double AoE. Takes it down to just one target left, which we got. Yeah, another 11 points right there. And then we have 50. This is going to be the final one. And then, of course, we can refresh. It refreshes, I think, every 10 minutes. The shops refresh every hour. So again, going in here and being able to play through a lot of this content, it goes through pretty quick. I mean, you can get through quite a bit of content. Blocked all my buffs right there. If you guys caught it, guys, again, a lot of this game is really big on speed, on being able to just burn through and be the first one, you know, to throw up all of the buffs or the debuffs, all of the poisons, as you can see. Yeah, let's see, because I know the taunt is up right here. That's why we keep attacking him, getting that HP burn applied. Come on, we got to get some of these targets up. Come on, Tagore. Yeah, they're way too fast. Dolan goes down again. Acid Rain, HP buff, or all the buffs are blocked right there. Petrification. Yep, there's the shielding, there's the taunting, there's the buffing. It's over. Another defeat right here with the HP burns. They're huge. And even some of these, like this is, I think, Yugo. I think it's Yugo. Yeah, Yugo. We don't have Yugo. Even looking at Wythier, that's another one, again, we don't have. We're just really based on, and again, a couple days in. Doing pretty good, though. There's one team. We'll go ahead and farm this one, and then we'll look at our dailies. We'll look at whatever dailies we have left in here. I'm almost thinking the resistance for PvP would be a lot better than the speed. Just to really take that down a notch. Now, of course, Tag Arena. Now, this one is interesting as well, because in Tag Arena, you'll notice that we have a lot of teams. So it's not really 4 players or 4 heroes, 4 champions versus 4 champions. This is running a lot more of that PvP. So it's actually a 3 versus 3 team. So looking in here, we have 67, 45 on there. Looking at the teams, yeah, this might be a really tough one just based on the Tag Arena. So you have a 3 team versus 3 team. And then you also have the ability, which another part of this, unkill, look at this. Yeah, we can't even touch this hero. Unkillable, weak, increased defense, ignore defense, blocking damage. Wow. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get through here. Defense decreased, Beast of Agony. And some of them, they just farm. When you look at a level 60 like this, that's geared out to literally can solo 4 other level 6 champions, that is where the artifacts that you have on your team makes a difference. That's the big game changer in there, is when you do have the ability or you have the artifacts on here. This is just going to be a really, really slow death in here because they're resisting everything. Yeah, decrease, weaken. Look at that, back up. Yeah, resist it again. So anytime that we're attacking, we're just getting the retaliation right there. Yeah, ignoring shield, unkillable, still not doing any damage at all. Yeah, we're not even moving through. What is the buff that's on there? Because that is pretty crazy. Block damage. Yeah, you can't even do damage to the guy. Literally just block damage. This is another one that's probably just going to be a very, very quick defeat within this one. All right, so we took a win there. And of course, this one's just going to be, yeah, game over on a level 15 versus a 40. Very cool, though. I mean, the effects in this, so we did get 6 of our gold bars in there. We could go through and probably, but there's our advanced reward. Yeah, fight at tag arena. So that is, I'm going to save that again. I don't want to go through here and use it just for the fact that I'm not going to use the stamina right now. Crypt keys we have to use. Fight in tag. Defeat a faction war boss. This is another one I'm not going to be able to do because we don't have enough. We are not strong enough to get down to the actual boss itself. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do that one. And again, guys, we're not even a week into raid in being able to summon a lot more of your champions, have a lot more champions in here. This is cool how they do the guardian ring. So you'll notice that right here with my champion, next level will be in 3 hours. This actually goes through and levels up the champions while you're AFK. So all of these champions you actually have to use as food. What do we have in here? So there, we can combine the other copies to empower Tagore. Wow, so we could use the additional copy we got of Tagore to level up Tagore even further. That's what I'm assuming. Let me look at this and see if that's how it works. Yeah, 2 of them together. Can we do like a banner? Yeah, we don't have any of them. Tagore is what? Orcs? Where's the orcs? Yeah, no qualifying guardians. Yeah, we could go in there and we could actually build them up a little bit. That would be kind of crazy to go in there and actually build them up a little bit further, a little bit higher. We also don't have the Ultra Souls. That's at level 42. We are on 39 as it sits right now. Finished out, what do we get? A Spirit Champion. Let's get some silver out of there. Ascended Champion to level 3 of Ascension. We're going to hit that. We're going to be able to do that with Ezio. Once we get Ezio there. Upgrade a rare, epic, legendary, or mythical champion skill. Again, I think about everyone that we have for the skills are pretty done. Win a campaign battle using 4 champions of level 40 or higher. I know in here we had actually been trying to farm out some of the actual campaign. So the campaign, when you're going through normal, hard, brutal are pretty easy. When you get to Nightmare, it is exactly what it means and what it says. So when you go in here and you get to Nightmare, you can only use 2 champions. So you see 1 star is going to be beat the stage. 2 stars are beat the stage with no one dying. 3 stars is 2 or fewer champions with no losses. This again is going to be one where I think maybe let's try. See, I don't think Ezio's strong enough. Let's go in for the attack. Let's do the attack in here. Let's see if we can get through this one. I haven't tried this stage before. Now again, when it comes to this level, it's very, very, very strong. You can see, guys, I'm not even going to they're boosting up the turn meter. Stole some buffs right there. Yeah, I got the HP burn. I'm not even strong enough to get through here. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Because even looking at the damage we're taking on our champion, Rabbit Fury, of course, heals him up a bit. Got the shielding in there. And I love that animation. The big hammers that the dwarf is bringing, guys. Petrified. There we go. All right, so we got through the first stage. Let's see what stage number 2, because I'm assuming they're going to attack my little guy. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 rocks. Oh, he's almost dead. We got a shield, though. Get a little bit of health out of the life steal that we have. Or, yeah, the life steal gear. Man, could we get this down? Boom, boom. All right, so we got the heal right there. Again, I'm going to save everything else because he's petrified. I want to just get through a couple rounds in there. Here's the boss. All right, so let's throw the taunt up there. Now, what do we have? Yeah, attack 1 enemy 2 times. 2 enemies with the increased buff. Boom, boom. Resisted there. Again, got some shielding up. I'm almost wondering if we should, yeah, Gorgon's Bane. Let's take out one of the, I'm thinking one of these side targets, the healer. Didn't even hurt. Wow. Yeah, let's auto this because that, we got some HP burn that up. There's cleansing. We need a couple more. We can't let, boom, there's a heal. All right, we got one down. Got the HP burn. We need the shield. We need a quick shield. No, don't die, don't die. Got a little bit of a heal. Gonna die right here if we don't get a heal. Oh, there's our shield. We should be able to do this. 3 stars. Yeah, these are 1, 2, and 3. We do pick up a boot, which is an HP boot. I'm not really going to do much with that, but we got through that. That finishes out another full stage, giving us 1.5 million silver out of there. Yeah, that's pretty tough. I'm wondering if, you know what? Let's keep going. Let's keep going through this. Honestly, I'm hoping that shield, and I know if I had one more legendary book, I could actually get the last skill in there for plops. That would allow him to have one additional or one faster round on that taunt. I feel like it'd be a game changer. I feel like that's what I need to focus on building. Because even looking at Tolan is taking a lot of damage. He takes a lot of damage, and he is not even fully booked out either. He shells out a lot of damage, but yeah, I mean, there's the HP burn. He does take a lot of damage, so target 1 down. Come on, didn't get lucky with any of the summons, but hopefully we can finish out some of these stages. Need the shield, there it is. Victor's Bounty. That Victor's Bounty, we need to get that faster. We need to get that one more legendary book. I'm gonna have to find where I can get one. I am honestly, I'm gonna really have to find where I can pick up another legendary book for him. Because yeah, 11-8 right there on a crit. Yikes. That's 3 stars, gives us another speed set for a weapon. Yeah, I'm not gonna try farming all this out. I feel like we're gonna lose. So let's see, is there anything in here? Yeah, because we're part 3 of 5 going through here. And of course, this is going to give us a sacred shard when we're done in here. But Nightmare is just that. Nightmare is an absolute nightmare to try to go through. Let's see if we have our boss keys up. Playing boss 14 minutes. I'm hoping we can kill the Demon Lord. Yeah, 20 here. Again, 40. We're at 55. We're not going to kill him this one. Normal. If we had 1 or 2 more players in here that could pick up and get this guy down on normal, that would be big. Anytime that you take out one of your guild bosses, it doubles the chests that you actually pull out of here. So looking at hard mode, drop info, we do have some diamonds. We have some gear, which we're looking for out of here, but also some of these greater spirit potions, everything else that we've been farming. Definitely need to get, and again, push a lot more of that content in here. So farming, let's talk a minute about farming. So of course, like I had said earlier, We need more food for Ezio. We need to get more 5 stars. So looking at the methodology or how you do this, I have a level 30 right here, which now we have all of these rare champions. But going through here, yeah, we have to, again, just kind of use whatever. And honestly, looking at these champions, I think I'm going to use whoever, because a lot of the rare champions, they could be used other places. I might save them a little bit, but we need to get some of these champions just built up further. So let's even go through here and see what we can filter. So let's go with our 3 stars. So we have a couple 3 stars in here. We need some 1 and 2 stars. So in here, just like I said earlier, when we hide this, all of our 2 stars have to go up to the max, which he's at level 20 on 2 stars. So what do we have for rank? I have nothing to build up. I have no more food in here to build up because these are all 1s. Man, we have a lot of 1s. Fastest way to do this, or the most really concrete way to do this, going to brutal. And if you farm 12-3, this is going to be the place where 12-3, where the farming is going to come in. I'm going to have to find a farmer because I haven't really been farming in here, but I can take any of these level or these essentially 1 stars, do super raids. And I know this is going to be really slow going through here. You can get farmers that run through here, and I'm going to have to get somebody, but going through here and farming this is where you're going to farm essentially all of my level 1 food in here to get it to 2 stars, get it to 3 stars, 4, ultimately getting these to 5 stars. Those 5 stars that we've seen are going to be fed to Ezio. When they are fed to Ezio, Ezio is going to go to 5 stars to 6 stars. But like I said earlier, we're just focused on or looking at really building up a team of 5. Just because, again, we have about another week within Raid Shadow Legends where we're actually making a lot more progression or pushing progression. I feel like if we go in here and we start trying to build out, champion number 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, we're going to be splitting our resources way too far. We're not going to have the ability to get all of the gear and everything that we have to 16 to really build it up. I sent you a message on Discord. I'm serious about what I said above. I have to AFK now. Oh yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, it's cool. It's always cool to showcase other accounts in their fabric. It really is. We can see what the whale accounts look like over on AFK Arena. It'll be cool. It is really cool to showcase it. I'll have to get up with you so we can take a look at everything and see what you have built and see kind of how you have it built. That's always interesting to me because trying to get in really the ghoulish gallery and collections and stuff like that, incredibly difficult to do, and really just time consuming. Very time consuming overall with the build itself. So there we go. So as you can see, we'll gain some levels in here. Also got 42 of these Dead Man coins. So going up, we can build them up, and I think it'll take them to 8. Yep, level 8. So if we do one more run in here, it'll take them to 10. They do have to be max level. So that is one thing to note, is when you're going in here and you're building up all of these champions, they do have to be max level, which you can use potions on here. There's a couple different ways you can use some of these brews in here. Again, I would probably recommend saving your brews to actually build these guys up a little bit further, making sure that you have your core champions that are going through here, that you're actually using them, that you're building them. So again, I'm going to farm up and get all of the other copies that I need for Ezio. We even have 1, 2, we have 3. Yeah, we need 2 more. We need 2 more. 2 more 5 stars will take Ezio to 6 stars. Now, another thing to note is when you go in here and we build Ezio up to 6 stars, Ezio goes back to level 1. So he literally starts over every time that you add a star to a hero. They start over and they go back to the absolute first beginning. And it's just kind of the rinse and repeat, getting them all back leveled up again and again and again. Really does make a big difference. So I want to focus on, and again, when I come in here, I focus on my quests. This one we're going to save. So beat a campaign boss. That is exactly what we did in the last one. Even if we hop into one of these stages, we could hop in and just finish a campaign boss. There's also a few when it comes to missions. So right now we're on Arbiter missions. That is the first one. Then you can see we have a couple different champions over here, which look at this guy. Man, talk about the build in these. They are just absolutely badass. And then, of course, when we go over here, this is the horse. or the horse looking defensive tank. They look so awesome. But this is a part where you really, really focus on all of the missions that are coming up kind of one by one, even fusing the Justikarin. This is actually built right here is the guy that we're looking to build, which is, of course, is the Justikarin. But I do need all of these other heroes. So we have to farm a copy of the War Maiden, farm a copy of the Harness, and then looking in here, we have that champion. We also have this champion as well. So we have to get them, take them to level 30, then get their ascension level to 3, as we can see in here, the 3 purple stars. Once I have all 4 of these, that is going to be the food to fuse in here. Once I go through and I do that fusion within the mission, that is going to complete this one, and that is going to unlock all of the new missions starting into part 3. So again, it's kind of a rolling progression through this game to make and really cover a really a lot of content in here as you continue to build it up. Now, also there are regular challenges outside of those arbiter missions. You can actually go in here and you'll notice that we have some of these skill tomes. What we're looking for is this book. This is the legendary skill tome. This is what I need for Plops. That way we can build him up. We can get his last skill built out in the entirety. So reach gold 1, win 10 classic arena in gold. Wait, win 10 classic arena battles in a row in gold. Win 10 classic arena defenses in gold. Win 50 gold. Stay in gold tier for 2 periods. Affinity, upgrade 3 affinity bonuses to level 5, and then set 4 champions of rank 4 or higher in your classic arena defense. Let me go ahead and set that up and see. Wow, guys, that is pretty impressive. Like I was saying earlier, though, they also have a live arena. So this is something that I have yet to experience. So this is where you fight opponents in real time. To me, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy that you are going to have the ability to fight other players in real time. Honestly, just crazy epic. I love that. I love the ability that they're going in there. And there we go. I thought I'd get that one. I think just some gold or some silver out of here. Yeah, so you would have to do that in real time. So actually fighting other players in real time. Now in here, dungeon challenge, you can see we're part 2 of 5, 3 of 5 in here, 1 of 10, the artifact challenges. You know what? Win 3 weapons from clearing the cassock on normal. Oh, on normal. That is going to be the castle. So we'd have to go back to normal and go to the castle and win 3 weapons. That is going to be this one. Now, of course, in here, we can only take 2 of us. Let's drop this guy in here, and I'm just going to drop whoever as a farmer. So let's go ahead and drop this guy in here. Don't want a super raid because remember, we're just looking to farm and literally 1 piece of gold. I didn't even see this one. I didn't even really realize this is the very beginning. This is when you first open raid. Some of the missions you'll go through. If you miss some of these, you can circle back. You can finish all of these. But of course, it's going to be at the cost of a lot of stamina. So even right there is a weapon. So I think that's going to be the one that we need. There we go. So the artifact challenge, boom, going to give us some silver out of there. Yeah, win 3 helmets in there. So we got 2, win 5 gauntlets on normal. Yeah, this is just a lot of farming for the artifacts. We burn through the content so fast. We burn through all of our missions or all of the campaign stages so fast. We pretty much zoomed ahead of everything. I don't even think this was open when we went through. So we need a helm and we need a shield. Again, they're pretty cheap in here though, because when you look at, there's a helm. Again, it's only 4 stamina, which comes back relatively quick. Still getting that guy up to level 10 so we can actually fuse him. But we can run through here and we can just do this really easy to finish these out. Getting skill books are big anytime, and they're pretty limited with the skills that the heroes actually have as far as leveling them up. Most of them go to like level 3, maybe level 4. So there is a helmet. So let's go back. It's going to pop up because we needed a shield as well. And I think our level 9 guy, is almost to level 10. But this really doesn't yield us any experience. Again, we're just using a little bit of stamina in here, but we're going to have to go through and burn through some of the stamina as we're making more progression in here. Definitely going to have to go through and use a lot more of this. And it's crazy just how strong they are, guys. When you see the ultimate ability right there, just crushed it. So this gave us a shard. That means we have to replay because we didn't get a shield. We got a shard. Definitely going to have to do that again. And this is where it comes to some of the farming, some of the consistency with the stages, some of the farming, your artifacts from your boss battles. There's our shield. All right, so let's hop out here. Like I said, going through here and finishing out the challenges. There's this challenge. Boom. Gives us some more silver. Here's some more silver. So we need gauntlets, chest piece, and boots. I'm not going to finish this out right now because I want to push and see what we can finish. So let's go into the dungeons. Now we know we just went through, we finished out the ice golem 16. I'm going to try the ice golem 17. Again, I feel like Ezio is going to be the one that we want in here. Let's see if we can finish this out. Let's see if we can get this one. This is where you really test the account. Now, of course, looking at this, one, Plop's not having that skill book, but two, not having Ezio booked out to 6 stars, not having Ezio at a level 60, really does make a big difference. When you start gaining levels north of really level 50, it is a really, really big game-changing difference when you look at the damage, when you look at really the stats that they possess. That is something that is really, really big, is the stats that they do possess when they get higher levels. Man, that big, big attack right there. Boom, got the shielding up. If any attack come in, we know they're going right onto our tank like we want. Increasing the speed, increasing the damage. Yep, and there's the burn. I love the HP burn on there. So we got double poisons. Again, making a little bit more progression. We're going to focus all in on the boss on this one. Boom, pop him up. Target right there in the bottom. Yes, 16,000. Boom. Ignore defense. And here comes the big attacks. Ouch, heal reduction. But even there, we're not getting to the point where we got to get these debuffs up. Yeah, if we don't get these debuffs up fast enough, there's our speed, there's our heal. We're never going to pull this out if we don't get the defense breaks up there to maximize our damage. Yeah, getting the shields up, getting the poisons up. Boom, just took out some of our big targets in there. Ouch. Yeah, this is going to be a defeat. I didn't think we could get, but yeah, increased speed. Man, retaliation right there. Can we do a life? Can we do a revive? No, it's not up. Oh, rise and fight. We hit rise and fight right at the end. Let's see if we can get up some of these buffs or some of this damage. Oh, took out all the targets. Did a lot of damage on him too. Come on. Poison resisted. There's a shield and a heal, or the speed. Took out 2 targets again. Oh, we need to get. We already got the defense. We need to get our shields. There we go. Attack and shield is up. I know he's going to resummon. Come on, there's the heal and the shield, or the speed. We might pull this off. Guys, there's the rise and fight. Boom. All right, didn't take us out. Now, we didn't revive the ads. Not 100% sure why we didn't get more ads in this one. Oh, they're there. Come on. There's the shield. There's the magma shield and the attack. Yeah, we're nowhere near enough to get the heal. But there we go. Victory, guys. So we got a 5-star retaliation weapon with crit rate. Okay. We'll take some counterattack. I really don't think we could go for 18. Now, there are 25 stages in here. But let's look at this guy. So Fire Knight Castle. This is another one that you can see, guys, we won here 239 turns. This is one that is about the, not the speed going through here. It is about being able to come in here and do a lot of multiple attacks. Again, the dynamics that we see within Raid, based on the bosses and kind of the design in the build in here, it's very impressive. This is one that you have to try to get through the boss's shield before you get another shield. Now, one thing to note is with our main tank in here, it's a really big game changer because the attack that he does actually allows us to get through, again, a lot of the pieces that he has automatically. So I'll show you what I'm talking about, because when all 5 of these have a damage dealing shield, he actually takes a lot of damage from the shield itself. Again, I want to manually do this so we can kind of go through. There's an AoE for pretty much everyone. Should have got some damage on there, but this is going to be the attack one enemy. Don't want to use that one. Well, we can. It's going to be up by the time we get back. Yeah, we'll just do a big attack in here. Hopefully take out a couple targets or nobody at all. Oh, we didn't put Ezio in here. Didn't even think about that for a minute, but that's an attack decrease and a defense decrease. I mean, both of those are pretty imperative, because we're going to take a lot less damage in here just because of those. And of course, we're frozen. This might be the defeat, guys, if we're just literally frozen and can't do anything. Or are we going to have to pop this open? What is it, 4 turns? You know what? I'm going to have to do it. I was just thinking with the shield. And of course, now we take down a majority of them. Let's just slow attack. Yeah, I'm gonna save everything we got just for that kind of slow attack, which of course not gonna work. All right, now his shield, now you'll see he goes behind the shield, gives him 10 of these cloaks of fire. Now, if we can't get through the cloak of fire, which again, looking at some of these, if we can't get through the cloak of fire, attacks 4 times, it is not going to work. So we're going to use this. That should take it to 6, which it did. This, of course, is going to be 1 attack, which again would take it to 5. Double attack here, but this one is just going to be the single attack, or 2 turns. So 5 goes to 4. Oh, we don't have enough. I'm going to have to, yeah, I'm going to have to heal. I'm going to have to heal everybody. And this one, that'll take us to 3. There's our speed and our heal. Boom, there's the double shield. That's the problem. So now we're not going to have really anything to go through here, because we're going to max out the shield pretty quick, unless you get these attacks kind of together. Yeah, we got 1 more round on his shield. Need to get the heal up. Yeah, there's the revive in the shield. Man, not even going to get through the shield. There we go. So we want to pop this up. So remember, he gets 10 shields every time. Because of Magma Shield, boom, the 10 goes to 7. So that is going to make it a little bit easier, a little bit lower to go ahead and build. There, of course, is going to take us to 5. This is a double attack in here, take us to 3. Now we should be able to alterate here. That's going to, yeah, attack an enemy 2 times. Boom, boom. Oh, it's still down. That'll break the shield. So he's open now. So now we have the ability to actually do damage on him because the shield went down. I'm wondering if we can get this one down. There's a weaken. Yeah, 14,000. He healed full again. It could have been better if it weren't turn-based. A lot of people, Benedict, just run it auto. That's what I see a lot is, I mean, AFK Arena, you can do the exact same thing with the turn-based in there. And again, a lot of players do the turn-based itself versus going in there and kind of doing it itself. We just do the auto. Majority of the time, it's going to be the auto. So there's a decreased speed. Boom, got a big hit. That took half of the shield right there. We should be able to cook this down pretty good. Shield's open. Resisted the poison. Resisted the weaken. There's our speed. Hopefully we can get in some pretty good attacks in here. Boom, he hits pretty hard. There's another 20, almost 25,000. There's our poisons. Poisons up are going to be good. Because remember, they tick every time that he attacks. Come on, 3 right there. 1, 1, and 2 hits. Now he's open. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that was a good hit. There's our decreased speed. There's the magma shields. So that pops the shield up for 2 entire turns. I still feel like Tagore, we need to get Tagore built up a little bit further. I think that's going to be one that's going to make a big difference. It is getting Tagore built up again a little bit further. Disintegrate, poison. Look at the poisons. 3, 6. What do we got? 3, 4, 5 round defense decrease. More poison in there. Yeah, I mean, he is stacked with poisons for the round. That'll help try to get through here. There's our magma shield. Additional speed. As soon as he opens up next time. Makes our 10 to 5. Yeah, should be able to get him through right there. Boom, big hits right there. Anytime that he's got that defense decrease, yeah, boom. All right, we got him down. We should be able to get him down. This is pushing content. And honestly, when you look at, you know, where we're already at, again, for being almost a week into raid, we're progressing pretty quick. I mean, it's burned through here. We've burned through a lot of content pretty quick. Oh, there's the Cloak of Fire. There we go. Increase attack. We're not going to get through, I don't think, through the shield this time. If we had more speed, you can actually burn through his shield before he has a chance to kind of even attack. You can really overclock and game some of these battles that you can come through and you can, again, kind of overclock a lot of the content in here. There's a decreased defense. Boom, goes down. So we pick up a frenzy set, a shield in here, +5 turn meter for each debuff that we receive. Could be huge in PvP. And you notice that Tagore and our Stagnite is still in there. Let me see. I'm wondering if we can take it on the next one. You know what? I'm going to drop him out. I'm going to drop Ezio in here. And see, I'm almost wondering the speed. The speed versus the damage. So if we can get his shield open faster, let me try it. Let me try pushing this. See if we can get through again with a lot more of this speed. I love he just throws the poison. And he just nonchalant, Ezio just drops the poison right in to the entire battlefield. Hidden gun, everything is permanent. Ezio needs to be built. I was super stoked when I seen that Ezio was in here. And if you guys remember, guys, AFK Arena, we used Ezio for quite a bit for the insta-kill. It was a really cool hero to get when they did the crossover. Come on. They get this buff that they don't die. Unkillable. We have to wait for the buff to wear off before we can kill him. Unkillable, just like the immunity we seen earlier. This is going to be a bad round. We don't have our taunt up. Poison sensitivity. Got a stun in there, yeah. But see, the speed's doing pretty well. I mean, I'm hoping Ezio is going to make a big difference in there. Come on, take him down. I'm kind of curious how much more damage this boss is going to do. I love the boss designs in here. That is absolutely one thing that I have loved in Raid is the boss builds, the boss designs. The sheer mechanics of it. I wish they brought some of it to other titles, other games. All right, so there's our weekend. Gonna have to bring Ezio back to life. Because now instead of 10, I think he goes to 12. No, still at 10. Okay, we're still at 10. I'm okay with that. But we don't have the wall right there. This might be hard to get through. Come on, Tagore. Boom. Nobody died though. Again, I feel like this is going to be, we can move through a little bit of this because there's our speed. We already have a pretty big speed increase as it sits now. Boom, it takes us down to 6 as he goes back up. Yeah, I'm hoping the speed. There we go. We got him open. Full round. I don't know what he's going to heal for. Yeah, not a ton of damage on that one. There's our heal. Need to get that shield up again. Yeah, and he's already back to full HP. Hoping we can drop some poisons on him. Resisted. Almost full, but not quite. But that did knock off half of those. All right, so there he's opened up again. Still got a good resisted. To say, still got some good damage to get in here. Increase speed. Do we have another full round? I think we do. Boom, got a poison up. Yeah, did a little bit of heal there. Yeah, blocking the debuffs. That's accuracy. When you see it up here, and when you see it when it says like resisted, when it says ignored, that's the accuracy. That's what we're missing to go in here and be able to do this super effective. Is that big accuracy part. But I feel like he's not going to have enough damage to kill us. And I think with our speed, it's just going to be a matter of time. Before we do get him down. Yeah, because that's one full hit. There we go. Yeah, resisted. All right, so next turn we're going to have that up. We're going to have the magma shield up. All right, still through there. Speeds up. This should be take him to 5. Oh, it took him to 6. Boom, boom. Yeah, Ezio, not the best one to burn through this thing, especially looking at Plops just because he's single. But now we have a couple full rounds in here. Resisted in there. Again, we got to get some of the defense down, some of the buffs up on him. Yeah. This might take a minute or two, guys. But that's okay, because we can let it run. You can see it's going to be, I don't know if there's a point where we just lose, where it's just a defeat because we went too many rounds, or if it will just literally sit here until we get through the boss, because now he's almost a full again. That did burn through a lot more of his shield, though. I'm hoping it's going to come up pretty early. And I'm thinking, again, if we did this manually, I think we could have a lot more success with this. Yeah, we might have to look. But guys, I want to show you, let me see the board. So I showed the leaderboard a little bit earlier. I want to bring it up again so you guys can actually check it out and see. Let me hop in here and bring up, because it is the Raid Clash of Creators leaderboard. Let me pull this over here, because I want to show you kind of where we're at right now. So you can take a look. So you can take a look and see exactly where we're at. So as you can see, this is what it's breaking down of with the Ultimate Clash of Creators. So it's me and Warshak. He's doing incredibly well, going through the points. And you know what? Let me refresh this just to make sure in here. So we're at 185. So again, 204, 216, 182. So we're still in 4th place in the entirety. Team points. Now these are going to be from Warshak and myself. As we're going through and actually building this out, these are the total points, which again, looking in here, we're in just about 1st, almost into 2nd. Big opportunity lies within our community points. You can see Team 3 at 42,000 points. Team 5 is at 33,000 points. We're at 8450. Guys, the community points come from you playing AFK, or excuse me, you playing Raid Shadow Legends. It's getting late here, but you playing Raid Shadow Legends, and it shows you right here how the community can get points. You can do arbiter missions, you can do arena battles, you can also reach different levels. They are going to give us certain points based on the missions within here. Now, of course, creator points are going to be through all of the stages that we're pushing right now. And you'll notice in here that first week winner, which is coming up this Sunday, wins $2,000 for the community. That is right. Not only does the winning team get $4,000, the community gets $2,000. So we are actually going to offer and give $1,000 to people who are playing Raid, both on Warshak's side and on my side. If we do come in first, again, this is going to be the big part, is when it comes to these missions. Now, to do this, you actually have to go in and click my link. That is going to take you to the Raid. This is where you're going to create your new account. Once you go in here and create your account, if you have never played Raid before, going in here, and this is just going to create your Raid account. You're going to log in. In your mailbox is going to be Tholen. It is going to be the little red-haired dwarf that I'm using. If you have ever played Raid before, you have to register through the link using a new email address. If you do not use a new email address, unfortunately, it is not going to count towards the points that we need to actually win this competition. And of course, these are going to be for new Raid accounts. So if you played Raid last week, last year, 5 years ago, if you play that same account, if you log in with the same account, it is not going to count towards our community points. Using this link, going to the page, creating a Raid account is going to be the only way that you can get those points. So hopping back over here, guys, we still see, yeah, this is going to be a bit, like I said, I feel like we can get through here, not using the ideal team at all. I want to see how much he's going to heal in here. Boom. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be like 5,000 turns and we're going to be able to go through here. We need some more auto attackers. Ezio, definitely not a good choice to put in here. And let me take it off auto. You know what? Let me see if we can save all of our attacks just to kind of go in combination, if I can do this manually and kind of do it a lot better. Because again, we want to save till we can burn this down. So boom, resisted in that one. Again, I'm going to save the wall for this one. Yeah, that was a big chunk. He's destroying the max HP. The HP bar is turning red. So we can't attack, or he's going to get to the point where he's going to disintegrate all of the hit points that we have here. All right, so 2 more turns on that. I'm thinking, let's do 1 more turn just with the regular attacks. I want to see if we can get all these up and do a considerable amount of damage on there. So he's down to 1. Ezio's turn. This one's not going to make a big difference. All right, so again, Ezio's, this is attack 1 enemy, attack all enemies. Let's just do the regular attack in here. Yeah, he's not doing any damage at all. And here again, I want to save the shielding for the next turn. But is he going to kill us all? We might have just messed this up instead of autoing it, and he might kill us all right here. Boom. Now this is the one. Let's go in here and see if we can get through this. So let's bring Ezio back up. This is going to go through here. This is going to boom. Now we're going to throw up. Oh, it's another attack. Yep. You know what? Let's attack and we'll drop it up next turn. We could have saved that, or should have saved that. In here, perfect veil. Yeah, see, he's just resisting the poison. This is going to be really for naught. It's going to get to the point where he is just going to destroy enough HP that we're going to die to be in here farm. We need some more auto attackers. We need a lot more attackers in here to actually make this function as it's meant to. Because this is absolutely not going to work as we're seeing it right here. Yeah, I feel like this again. I'm going to end this. Let's hop out of here. But yeah, couldn't get through stage 16. But again, I don't have the ideal ones. I could definitely use some different teams here. Let me try the dragon though. The dragon, we're already on 18. Let me see, because in here, I like the... See, now this champion, the big thing here is getting the speed decrease and the defense decrease. I'm going to leave this one in here. Let's take let's see what we can do. Let's take a look at the dragon. I want to see what this looks like. Because again, looking at this one, it's going to make a big difference. The dragon does a lot of, or you have to do a lot of damage to the dragon to prevent the dragon from doing a lot of damage to you. So it's kind of a wow, guys, we're getting just multiple attacks. Remove the debuffs in there. This is where raid gets difficult. It's trying to go through, even getting through. There we go. We took somebody out. But yeah, it seems like trying to get through even the trash mobs before we get to the actual boss in here is taking a little bit of time. It's taking a little bit of grinding. Increased defense. There's a weaken. Boom. One more down. Accuracy got buffed up. There's our speed and our heal. Yeah. Ignore the killable. There's the defense decrease. There's the strengthen. So they're almost counteracting what we're doing. Yeah, we need some more levels on these guys. We got to put out a lot more damage than what we're seeing here, guys. Absolutely have to put out a lot more damage than what we're seeing. Because the dragon's pretty tough. Pretty tough indeed getting to this level. But even here going through is once we get to the dragon, again, the dragon 25 is the top. That is the top of the top. Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of shielding in here. Frozen. Primary damage dealer is frozen. Just hanging out and chilling there. Debuffs are blocked. Boom, there's the big attack. Look, 15,000 damage. They just absolutely train wrecked us. I'm hoping we can get through this. Increased defense. One target down. We're going to have to bring everyone back to life. And hopefully Tagore is up to it. Maybe I need a second support. Maybe that's going to be the trick in here, is just getting a lot more of that damage mitigation. There we go. So we got everyone shielded. We got them revived. Got them double shielded in there. Rest of this we should be able to get through pretty well. The HP burn's coming up. Thinking the dragon is just going to wreck us. Wow. Yeah, they're level 260, guys. We're on 60. Even, what, 47, 53. Yeah, trying to burn through this. Increase speed, poison up. Poison was resisted. Definitely need a lot more accuracy in here. That's another one. Steal the buffs. And then on to the dragon. We've been farming the dragon for gear. It's really been just trying to get artifacts. Yeah, look at that HP bar. We got the weaken up, which I like. That's a big one. And there's where we have to put out the damage. So we got the magma shield up. Speed. Boom. Stunned us for one round. Yeah, and I mean, look at the amount that he is healing in here. Attack down, defense down. Those are both really strong. I mean, we do quite a bit of damage in here. Just got to keep up everyone through the poisons. Poisons resisted are not going to do anything for us. Need the shield. We need the heal. We got to cleanse off some of these poisons. There's the speed and the heal. Defense decrease, defense and attack decrease in there. There's the shield. Again, this is another part where we have to break through this really fast, and we're not even near enough damage. No, we're not even remotely close. I think we'll still get this one down. Yeah, there's the debuffs. Got the speed and the heal. Going to be a slow burn, but we can get this one down. We can definitely just pull this one out and get this one down. Yeah, that like triple attack that he does. Accuracy buffed right there. And I like the accuracy buff. That's a pretty big one. Where's our shield? There it is. Increased attack, got a taunt. Poisons landed. Healed and took him down. There we go. Out of here, we got what? HP, attack, crit rate. Those are both pretty good with the accuracy set. So that takes out Dungeon Layer 19. Man, 20 is what we're trying to get to, but I feel like after looking at that, yeah, 218, I mean, 6 minutes to get through there. That's going to be kind of crazy. Yeah, because then we still have the spider, which again, farming spider 10 is where it's at. I'm wondering if, let's go to 14. And let's see, because again, yeah, let's drop. I think Ezio was the leader and we got crushed in here. But here it's AoE. So when we start looking at the taunt, might have to change it up a little bit in what the AoE looks like with the speed. We're going to have to save that. We're going to have to save that because, again, farming stage 10, we've been farming stage 10 quite a bit. Let's just do a super raid in here because I still have that mission to defeat the spiders. This one should be relatively quick, though, because it is a lower stage. As you can see, we almost killed the spiders there. Boom. Poison sensitivity weakness. There's our speed. Should be able to do some pretty big AoEs here. Trying to keep the spiders from healing the boss. There we go. As soon as you kill the spiders, as you can see, more of them just show up. But they're only on level 85. There's a defense decrease. That's a big one. That is going to amplify attack decrease right there. That's going to amplify the damage we're doing. And even support-wise, we have to gore. That's pretty much the only one that we have built for support. I think we only have 2 support heroes in its entirety. We're really missing some of those big support heroes. I'm gonna have to farm some more spider, get some more artifacts out of here. There's our attack, there's our shield. Yeah, there's our big poison. Poison the spider. That's always pretty interesting. There we go. What did we pick up? An Ogre Tribe ring, and then we picked up a magical brew out of there. Again, max levels, starting to get a lot more max levels. Definitely going to have to farm again for whatever we're needing for Ezio to build him up a little bit further, because again, we still have some more there. Advance, we got the Tag Arena, still saving that one. Demon Lord keys. Let's see if this is up now. Oh, we killed normal. Normal is done. War Shack attack normal. I got another key in here. Let me hop in and see. Is it going to show me where the damage I did? I wonder if I can see. I'm sure it tells me somewhere, but let's hop in hard. I'm going to keep him in. But see, he has the big defense decrease. That's the big thing, but I don't know. Let's drop him out. Because Ezio has the defense decrease too, but he has the poison. Let's run through here. So guild bosses, guys, in here, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I love how they look. So we got poisons off right off the bat. A lot of poisons in here. There's some more defense. Yeah, I mean, look at the buffs. Poison, 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 poison. HP burn is up for 3 additional rounds. All of our buffs are up as well. Yeah, defense decrease. Yeah, I mean, we're already north of 1 million damage. Adds up real fast. I'm wondering if the poison... I was looking for the higher poison effect. The one that Ezio does. There's poison, there's weakness, there's the burn. Defense decrease minus 60%. That is massive in there. Yeah, this is another place that we need to get defense decrease. There we go, 60% for 2 rounds. We need to get more accuracy, as these poisons should always be landing. And also booking out the skills. See, there's poison for 2. Yeah, 3 million damage already. But again, need to be pulling out a lot more damage with these poisons. I'm almost wondering, because in here you can actually set, you can turn on and turn off abilities. So if there's something that we shouldn't be using, we can actually turn on and off different abilities within here. So it does make it a lot easier going through, specifically knowing what you want your heroes to use or you want your champions to use. We can use that. We can change it up. But now look at all the poisons. That one. Yeah, there we go. There's the poison sensitivity. That's what we were looking for. And of course, he resisted that time. I'm just wondering, and I want to see where Ezio's damage comes in this. Because there's the poison. Again, poison resistance is in there. A lot of poisons in there now. Yeah, I mean, he's not even doing a ton of damage to us. Boom, got the speed and the heal. He does look so cool, though. I mean, just a charred lava monster. 2 rounds of the poison efficiency. There is the poison up. Seven, creeping up on 8. Breaks 8, 8.3. Ezio's doing pretty well. Again, I want to see exactly where his where that damage comes in. $16 boss rounds. I feel like the speed that Tagore does is pretty good, but we could have a better buffer in there. And eventually the boss does get stronger, so you'll see him start doing a lot more damage. Man, I love that turn meter. That breaks 11 million. Couple poisons up on there. Yeah, Tolan is just crazy with the damage that he puts out. That is pretty impressive. Come on, got speed buffs up again. Definitely gonna have to farm, like I said, a lot more for Ezio. We will farm him all the way to 60, get him to level 60. Same with Tagore. Then we'll have 560s. I mean, Tagore just needs levels, but Ezio needs the stars. 13-7. Ezio's not doing a lot of damage, though. I mean, for the crit and the debuffs and everything, I think we can definitely tune Ezio with a lot more damage in here. I mean, 14, we're what, 15? Yeah, 15 million plus. I think this is the time that the boss starts getting a lot stronger. Yeah, I mean, defense down. Look at all the poison efficiency. Poison's up. Speed and shields. I like the 2 rounds of the speed. Here we go. Attack buffs up. Weaken on the boss. 16.5. Can we hit 20? Could we kick out 20 million damage? Feel like we're in a pretty sweet spot with this. Wow, where's all of our poisons? Yep, poison efficiency up. $18. Going for 20. Going for 20 plus. As you can see, this bar. Now, this is our 30-player guild. And remember, our guild only has 27 players, so we still have a few slots available. But this is the combination of being able to take down these bosses. Yeah, there we go. So we're starting to die now. Phelps just died, and literally Tagore just brought him right back to life the second he died. But now you can see Ezio goes down. Gradually just getting stronger. That way you can't just run it forever. 20. Boom. There's our 20 million. Oh, could we do 21? No, it's getting close. Got some magma shields. Doesn't kill us. 27.8, 28. 21. There we go. 21 million damage. Still got some poisons up. Are we going to bring him back to life? Come on, Tagore. Yes! Rise and fight. Can we buff again? 22! Oh, he just killed us all. 22 million. Yes, 758 on. That is our biggest damage dealer. Right there, Ezio didn't even do a million. That is sad. But again, I just got him literally an hour ago. so literally he's just to win the tag, placed 50 debuffs on the Demon Lord. Demon Lord keys, we're going to have to use that later. Classic Arena and then campaign bosses. We're going to have to use some of our stuff in here. But let's look, before we're done, let's look at the Pirate's Path. Because again, I have 46,000. We're going to use 4, 10, 17. And I don't know if I should get Edward. I don't know if that's the path I should be looking for, if I should look. Because I mean, we're at 46. We still have 2 more days. That could be a pretty good grab for Edward. But we could also come down here and grab this book. If we stick with this book, we could also go back up here and scoop up a bunch of these diamonds and scoop up a bunch of this materials. to actually build out the rest of this. I think I might do that. I may pick up this legendary tome. And like I was saying earlier, when it comes to the legendary tome, the big thing is when it comes to having all of these booked out, this is the last one I'm missing for that cooldown -1, taking this 4 turns to actually use the shielding to 3 turns, which is going to be an absolute game changer in there for the hero to build out. So guys, God Ezio, going to have to build him out, going to have to, again, add a lot more damage pieces on there. He's at 95 crit, but again, his attack, very, very, very low. Accuracy still very low in here. I'm definitely going to have to build him out and get some, hopefully some more books to book out some of this, increasing the cooldown on some of these with the sensitivity and also the chance for these to land. But we got his masteries, just got to buff out that last mastery in the entirety. So guys, of course, if you want to support the channel, if you want to download Raid, definitely hop on there. We could use the community points in any aspect that you're going through if you're playing. That way we can actually make a little bit more progression on leaderboards, hopefully not falling too far behind and trying to come in first or second place out of all 5 teams. Now remember, this is the first week. Sunday is going to be the first week that Raid Shadow Legends has kicked off the Clash of Creators. So again, use my download link so you can go ahead and hop in there. Make sure that you're using that. Make sure you're registering a new account so we know exactly what is going on and that you'll be able to get those new heroes. And like I said, if you do not start with Tholen Foulbeard within your inbox itself, it means that you've had a Raid account before, or you can't go in there and create one as it sits right now, because you want to make sure that you start off again with a brand new Raid account in the entirety. So, all right, guys, thank you guys for joining me for the stream. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank